Executor, our plan worked perfectly. The Zerg defenses are broken, and the way to the Overmind is laid bare. The time for our stand has come.
Indeed. My friends, this is our final hour. Not all of us may survive the coming conflict. Yet, death may be a blessing should we fail here. We seek now to destroy a foe that has ravaged its way across the universe, consuming all in its path. And now, it has reached the end of its long journey. The Overmind has come to destroy all that we hold dear, and assimilate us into itself. And I say to thee, this shall not come to pass. Ire shall not fall. Executor, I stand ready.
As do I.
Well, I guess all I have left is to see this through. The Zerg have taken everything from me. My home, my family, my friends. I know that nothing I do can bring those things back. But I'll be damned if I just sit on my hands and wait for the end. I want a piece of them, all right. I'm in.
Then let our actions speak for us. For Adun. For Ire.
Executor, Tassadar, this comes too late to you. But the Conclave has witnessed your defeat of the Cerebrate. They know now that they cannot deny the necessity or the valiancy of your actions. We sought to punish you, while it was we who were in error. You represent what is greatest in us all, and all our hopes go with you. Entaro Adun, brave sons of Ire.
Wow. Does that mean they're gonna send some backup for us?
This is Jimmy.
A little bit optimistic there, Jimmy boy. Not too sure about that. So, this is a fairly unique mission. We have both Terran and Protoss that we're going to build up, but I am going to build pretty much only Protoss. The Terran are there for this huge mineral field that they have. So I will be holding this position for the Terrans just with that. And so the idea is just basically to wall in with the Terrans and mine all these delicious minerals. The Protoss base is pretty hopeless. There's not a... It's just not very good, basically. So I have basically been forced to... But what it does have is it has two Vespene geysers. And obviously there's one in the human base as well, and additionally there are some other areas where we can drop. There's also an area just above for the Protoss and just below for the Terran where we can expand, so there's a lot of expansion space in this map. This final mission is actually easier than you would think. I was quite intimidated when I was going to come up to play it for the first time, but it turns out there really wasn't any need to be. It's fairly simple. I'll tell you the strategy right now. We are just going to mine on what will end up being 3 bases, and we're just going to end up going 4-gate Archon, and that is pretty much the way we do this. We're going to be mining off 3 active Vespene geysers really quickly. So therefore we're going to have an absolute overabundance of Vespene gas, considering we're only really building up the Protoss. I'm not doing the sort of... I think one thing you could do if you wanted to make this mission last forever is that you could just end up building up absolutely everything Zerg, and sorry, not Zerg, Protoss and Terran. And you could end up with like battle cruisers on one area, carriers in another area, Archons in another area, and things like that. But I think that the way that I'm going to handle this is probably, it's pretty good the way it's going to be handled, and it does it in, I think, the quickest way, and it also makes it. It's also very, very simple as a strategy. It's not something that you can really easily screw up. All you need to do is Oops. All you need to do is just get on Vespene gas as fast as you can. The Terran base just builds SCVs and Marines pretty much, and bunkers. That's pretty much all that area does. And the Protoss just build gateways and assimilators and probes in the early game, and then it's just a case of getting probes transferred. And we can then just slam down 4 gateways, Templar archives, and then just start building Archons. I will have a couple of carriers in reserve, but you know, for the most part, 24 Archons and 24 Zealots, and just charge straight for the Overmind, and that's going to be pretty much enough, I think. And see, just build. Nothing but economy at the start, and at this point your Vespene will go absolutely through the roof, and you'll go, why am I not mining more minerals? Don't worry about it, you will need all that Vespene gas. And I'm just using the barracks here to fill up all these bunkers with Marines. I may put some on I may put a fire bat. Actually, no, I'm not, because I think, don't you need an academy to build fire bats? Something along those lines anyway, so I don't think it's actually worth it for that. But we have the Ganthranor, Tassadar's super carrier for this. And we will use it somewhat. He has the carrier upgrade already, so you can build 8 interceptors for it. Yeah, Jimmy taking care of business there. I do have an eBay hit. Yeah, there it is. I actually think I'd build another one because I can't remember where it is, so, you know, more fool me, I guess. But yeah, just use SCVs to patch things up, and just keep the bunker network as tight as you can, and you'll generally be okay. You can see this mineral patch is just tiny that the Protoss have here, but that's the mineral patch that we've got to protect. And more Marines, more Marines. If you get the upgrades, there's actually a lot of firepower that comes out of the Marines. I'm only going to get 1 upgrades, or +1 attack upgrades for the Terrans, because getting anything higher means going down the science facility route, and that would just end up costing me gas, which I'm going to, you know, which I want to build Archons with. So I don't really want to be costing myself too much in the way of gas. Yes, I've got 1500, don't worry, it will be used. And is that... nope, that one's not full yet. And more SCVs, more SCVs. Yep, that one's full. And I'm going to need 1 more after that, aren't I? Okay, cool. +1 weapons. I think I'm probably overmining that by now, but never mind. You can see me sort of swapping back and forward between the two of them. And this part of the mission is also going to be called How to Screw Up Your Gateway Placements. I really do manage that quite well. I'm going to build a 3rd bunker here because I've got a little bit of a hole in that area, and I think that that's a bit too big, so another bunker's not going to hurt anyone. And that gets me up to 4 in that bunker, and this one is going to be online shortly, so that's good. And gateway number 2. Job's finished. Get mine in then. Oh, Dark Templar can handle this. Now, you don't have to kill the Overmind using Dark Templar. That was unnecessary. Unlike Cerebrates. That would be quite cool, actually, but the Overmind is going to be tough enough to get to without having to kill it with Dark Templar, I suppose. Need a cyber core, not because I'm going to build Dragoons, but because I believe it's a prerequisite for any of the sort of advanced Protoss buildings. For some reason I left the Ganthanor on 7 interceptors, don't quite know why. And this I think will be the last Marine. They all got one idle probe just sitting there. Let's build a double forge. I can afford to get double ups here. And back you go. And that's all the bunkers full. Cool. Yep, I build an engineering bay. Complete waste of 125 minerals or however many it is. I suppose that I could just float my engineering bay down to where the secondary base is. And Citadel of Adun and then Templar Archives. I don't even know if I have Dragoons at this point, but I might as well. Some research, and there's the second forge. I'm going to need a lot of pylons in this because I am going to hit 200 supply. And +1 shields. There we go. So, yeah, we're definitely not going anywhere until we hit 3 weapons, 3 shields. Definitely not going anywhere. We might expand to the second area, but aside from that, nada. Right, let's send the Ganthanor up here. Look at that, like 800 health, 500 hull. It's like, that is a carrier. Okay, research +1 weapons so that the Marines in there. I could build an academy, I suppose, so I can research longer range. Would make the bunker. I think it makes the bunkers a bit more effective. Don't want to say for certain, but I think it'd make the bunkers more effective. And obviously, in a defensive situation, Stim's not really going to be what I want. But I'm heading up here because, yeah, nice place to expand here. So that is exactly what I am going to do. Nexus, please. There we go. So, expanding about 13 minutes in seems quite good. Got the +1 upgrade. I need the Templar Archives now, so let's do that. Okay, I think that we're settled here. I can build my... yeah, terrible positioning. Bad positioning. I should just cancel that now. It's just really bad positioning there. I certainly should cancel now. I'm going to have to bring the Ganthanor all the way down now because I've actually not got any defences against flyers. Made a right mess of the placement of that second gateway, but yeah, it's 150 minerals, I'll be okay. And I don't think that any number, well, a huge number of Mutalisks would be a threat. 2 or 3 is not going to do anything to the Ganthanor here. Queen's being annoying. But Mutalist dead. Overlord going to die as well. And yeah, that was absolutely terrible. And here I am just going to queue up because this mission is busy as... Oh, I've depleted a geezer. This mission is busy as hell, and I don't want to... don't want to stop building units. Plus I have all that Vespene in reserve, so I don't really mind. So there's my Nexus. Whoa! Oh god, the Ganthronel's gone off on its own. Fortunately, the Scourges decided to run away from it. And this is what I was saying in one of those early missions. It's like, whenever you're defending somewhere and you want your stuff to sort of automatically attack the enemy, it never does it. Whenever you leave it on its own, oh yeah, it's going chasing after the enemy. Fortunately, Scourges don't seem to be that intent on being able to commit suicide well. Anyway, and when I say Archons, I am going Archons here. There is no... I am not messing about here in any way, shape or form. This is straight up Archons. And now the money's just going to, with that expansion up now, the money is just going to flow, flow, flow. I'm actually going to destroy that gateway using my probe. And it's time for the first of many. There will be many Archons. Yep, level 2 ground, level 2 shields. And we are just going to continuously produce Archons out of these gateways for a pretty decent period of time here. While we get this second mega... you can see I'd have to build a science facility for that. And while it looks like I have the gas for it, I think it'd cost 150 gas for the... I think it'd cost 150 gas for the science facility and like another 100 and odd gas to... yeah, another 100 and odd gas for the 150 gas for the +1, so you're talking 300 gas there. That's an Archon, and so like I honestly am not sure it's worth it, especially since I'm not going to be developing the especially since I'm not really going to be developing the Terran base beyond like walling in. And yep, gas, gas, gas. Now I've got my assimilator up, get all of those in gas, and believe me, this is necessary if you're mass producing Archons. Oh, for God's sake, can you help them out a little bit? Fairly light attack here on the Terran base. You just fix that bunker for me. Yeah, Jimmy's going to go chasing. One of the things you can do is just hit hold position on it, on the Hyperion, and it'll just stay where it is. Hold position is actually one of the... it's one of the lesser used keys, but it's actually very useful. And the Zerg are coming in slightly bigger numbers here, but it's not really a big deal. This position's way too entrenched for anything like this to be damaging. Okay, so I now get to rebuild my gateway where it should be rebuilt. I think I need a fleet beacon to upgrade air weapons and air armor beyond that, so not going to worry about that yet. I'm just going to build a gateway in a much better position. And then I'm going to start building pylons, because boy are we going to need them soon. Yep, and we're going to make more Templar, more Templar. Apparently Archons burn out after a certain amount of time. I'm not too sure how long that is, but fortunately it's not within a mission. That'd be really bad if you were given like a time limit to use Archons on. That'd be really harsh. And more probes, more probes. Just want more. That's what this final mission is about. Nothing but more. That's all I want. Okay, so you rally over here, and you produce more Templar as well. And you can see right there, yes, I've queued up and all the rest of it, so I'm not necessarily using all of my gas, but it's definitely, you know, it is definitely coming down at a decent rate. So, you know, when you're producing sort of 2 Archons at a time, your gas will drop heavily. So, no, I'm not overdoing it by having 4 active Vespene geysers. More Marines. Wonder why I'm doing that. Ah, I might be doing that because I'm thinking of expanding on the Terran base, but right now I actually think I'm going to have my Archon force ready before I can do a expand up there. And to be honest, I'm not too sure it's even necessary at this point. Cassar de Templari. You will hear that a lot. I think that when you do play these strategy games, sometimes you just end up with a quote-unquote favourite unit, and you just end up going with that unit pretty much constantly. I think I've not quite done that with the Protoss. I hope I've shown... The only unit I haven't really shown off is the Reaver, because it doesn't really... The Reaver doesn't really play to my strengths, because it requires a lot of positioning for it to be used to its full potential. And I think you guys have seen it's not, you know, I do not have the best unit control, you know, and that's being fairly kind to me. So maybe I haven't used Reavers as well as I probably should. I've used Templar occasionally, but again, Archons are just so overwhelmingly powerful that you know, they're the unit that I tend to, I would say, I use the most in terms of the Protoss in the campaign at least. They can obviously be very useful in PvE as well, PvP as well, just for the whole, you know, just for the whole ability to go storm, make Archon, that sort of thing. But like, I'm not even researching Storm here. We're just going straight for Archons, straight for Dalov. Just chase away these Guardians with Reyna. I think that would have got that Guardian if I'm not mistaken. The Mutualists have to fly into range of the bunkers, so that's not a big deal at all. They're just going to get wrecked. And this Guardian just keeps lining up to die. Back off. Back off, Archon warp, you get the idea. See, even on this one, I feel personally that the attacks that the Protoss threw at us were more devastating than what's happening. Oh, Reyna, get back. You know, the attack that the Protoss threw against us were worse than what the Zerg are throwing against us now. Yeah, stop repairing the Hyperion, repair the bunker. Oh, that was the damaged one, I suppose. And for some reason, a Guardian's been stupid enough to stray into range of a bunker. That's just really dumb. But never mind, you know, it's not my job to tell the AI that it's not playing well. I think that most people would recognise that sort of 1999 to 2000 AI is not going to play the game well. You know, this was, at least from my side, Starcraft was the standard bearer. It was the game that set the rules by which all others had to follow in the real-time strategy. It set, for me, new standards in what it meant to have like game storyline and various other things. Blizzard would sort of always known at that point for having an epic story behind pretty much whatever they did. They'd done it with Warcraft, and Starcraft just added to that. And so, I mean, I bought Blizzard games for a long period of time after it, just solely on the strength of what was coming storyline wise. I know there's been some comments made about the StarCraft 2 storyline, how it's done a lot of, you know, how it's retconned a few things like that. But to be honest, I think that overall, you know, StarCraft, they still do a fantastic job on. And it's very, you know, for the amount that it's limited, you know, let's face it, at the end of the day, in the first game, you can only build 9 units. If you're the Zerg, I think it's 9 units if you're the Zerg, and you know, all right, there's some evolutions and things like that, but for a game that's, oh, I've got supply blocked. Yeah, for a game that's as simple as it sounds on paper, they've managed to make an incredibly complex game. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh dear. You know what really doesn't work against Archons? Plague. That really doesn't work against Archons. Congratulations on doing 9 damage to my Archon. Just going to build a sort of wall of pylons here. I know that it's... Okay, is that 24 Archons? I believe that's 24 Archons. And I've got a few more coming as well, so hey. Okay, I've got 3 upgrades now, so I'll start researching armor. It's not really that big of a deal to the Archons, but I will be making zealots to go with them. So now I've got an overflow of minerals. I think that I can go zealot now. Oh no, Zerglings are attacking that get one shot by my Archons. Oh no, I got plagued by a Defiler, even worse. They did 9 damage to my Archons. Lousy burrow. I'm going to go up the tech tree and get some observers. I love how all 4 just pop out at the same time there. I think that's cool. But that was obviously caused by the supply block. And yeah, zealots. Lots of zealots. They'll come out fairly quickly. So I'll have some backup Archons in case things go a little bit awry. And, well, while you're down here, little probe, you might as well build a Stargate. And that will let me go into plan B if plan B is necessary, but you can actually see just by the sheer power of the forces that I've got available, I very much doubt that plan B will be necessary here. Oh, attack at the top. Yeah, I really should have researched range here, because I think Hydralisks are outside of the effective range here. You can see I don't think they're getting all of the Marines firing at them, so maybe building an academy and researching range would be a good idea. That bunker almost burnt to the ground, but not quite, and the SCV will be able to repair it from there. And now we're on full-on Zealot production. Go admit, Zealot Archon is one of my favourite sort of combinations. You can also go... I think just Zealots on the whole are just great. You know, you can use them pretty much everywhere. I know that in StarCraft 2, and to be honest, in Brood War, I actually think you can use level 1 units pretty much, you know, pretty much all the way. But in StarCraft 1, it's the Zealot that you can pretty much just use all the way, no matter, you know, no matter what you're doing or where you're going, you can pretty much go all the way. And let's just build an observatory. And it can go down here. I'm done building Archons now, so we can let the Vespene build up again. I'm going to transition from there into carriers. I think that that's going to pretty much close everything out. But you can see I'm going to get supply blocked again. This is going to be really awkward. And that's my third depleted Vespene geezers, so it's a pretty good job that I've stopped building Archons now, because I really can't support it. Yep, supply blocked. Hey. And these guys have got to stop mining now, but let's just do what I have to here. I only need 3 pylons, so that's that. And I think I'm just going to grab... I should just grab all my probes and head up to the other base at this point, but I think I'm so close to the final attack that I'm getting a bit lax here. Just checking around to see if there's any upgrades I've missed. Doesn't look like it, I have to say. And that's enough pylons to get me to 200 supply and level 2 armor. Armor should always be pretty much the last thing that you research. Shields and weapons are obviously just way better, applying way more situations. Upgrade carrier capacity, and let's go carrier. Let's just build a couple of carriers just to round out the fleet. And a couple of observers, because observers are cool. I think I'm just waiting for the final zealots to pop out, and then it's all systems go. Yep. Okay, and that'll get me to 200 supply, so I think it's time we went. Or am I waiting for the... I think I'm waiting for the observer to pop out, and then I can, yeah. Defiler plaguing away there. So how about something that isn't useful to do? I'll just build a couple of shield batteries, so I've got a place to retreat to. Just run the Archon back up here, because we've got quite a few Zerglings coming in, so I can retreat the wounded Archon, bring a couple more to the front, and this is just going to be a massacre. The Zerg just don't have anything that can... This number of Zerglings is not going to cause an issue to this number of Archons. Okay, let's just heal up the rather battered Archon. Yeah, that's pretty good. And just do the second upgrade on the observer, and I think we're looking pretty good here. Greedy, have a second cybercore because I want to do double air upgrades as well. Well, when you can, because at the moment I can't build any more units. So I might as well sink the money into upgrades, huh? Okay, well, I suppose this is it. Let's get moving. Carrier has arrived just in time to see the final battle. Are we ready? It's got air armor. I think I've made the colossal mistake of building a second cybercore because I wanted to double up and not even doing a single up. Bring these guys back here. Archon's forward. Jeez Louise. Okay, so... Nope, still not noticed I'm not doing upgrades anymore. I guess I'm fixated on my carrier here. And who wouldn't be? I mean, carriers are awesome. And that'll get me up to max. Yep. Screw it, let's go. Zealot's just looking at all the flying units going, you know, we're here too. Yes, yes, we know you're here. And now the difficulty of getting all these units down this ramp. Let's just say, it is a lot easier to get things up and down a ramp in StarCraft 2 than it is in StarCraft 1. But there we go, finally started getting my 2 upgrades, and I think there's a Zerg base up there as well, but you know, we're not going that way, we are just charging straight for the centre of the hive. The zealots are dying already, they're just getting spawn broodling to death. But whatever, go. Zealots are just here to provide annoyance and to get in the face of everything that's going. We've only got 8 zealots left already, so it's like spawn broodlings, huh? Base, you had one, you don't anymore. Look at the number of scourges that are here as well. It's like, coming here in air units might be a problem. Although having said that though, the scourges are so dumb they probably end up ramming interceptors rather than ramming the carriers. Nope, my observer's gonna die there. Yeah, this is quite literal power overwhelming now. You know I could expand to this base if I wanted to. Ah, the second of the Defiler's ability. That cloud, I believe, means that ranged weaponry doesn't work under it. So we have to sort of just hang outside it, and the Archons will be able to take care of this. Oh, I lost one. I am disappointed. But yeah, these purple ones are defending the Overmind. Now I could expand to that previous base down there. How about I don't? How about I just go in and smash what is left of this Zerg resistance? I could make a joke about having enormous blue balls at this point, but I won't. I'm just going to give them to the Zerg instead. We are going to cross into very hostile territory now. This is going to be a battle like you have not seen so far in this game. This is the main... There's the Overmind right there. And it's surrounded by more Scourges than are legitimately there, and I am just going to focus fire it. I don't think the Zerg can take down Oh, that's going to make things awkward. I don't think the Zerg can take down this number of Archons before the Overmind's down. Yep, that's half of it gone already. I'm not sure how clever this is. I could just destroy all the Zerg units, but this is more than enough, and the Overmind is about to die, and we are about to save Aya.
Executor, the Overmind has been weakened, but I fear we have sustained severe damage ourselves. I will steer the Gantrathor into a collision course with the Overmind. If I can channel enough of the Dark Templar's energy through the hull of the Gantrathor, I should be able to bring swift death to the accursed abomination. Remember us, Executor. Remember what was done here today. May Adun watch over you.
And with that, it is all over. That is the end of Starcraft. If you want to watch the final video, you can do so. I've linked to it in the playlist. Reason being, it's not my content, therefore can't monetize it, therefore put it on someone else's channel, avoid copyright strikes, etc. But as the epilogue states here, as the chaotic swirling energy subsided, a heavy silence settled over the battlefields of Aya. I don't know if it would have been that silent because the Zerg are still there and they would have gone absolutely rampant probably because of this, but there's pretty much nothing left of Aya at all. So many Protoss are dead. Don't forget the Protoss were pretty much in decline before this happened, and yep, Kerrigan knows that her time of ascension is at hand, and we will be visiting that in Starcraft Brood War when I come to play that. Still, that is the end of this Starcraft LP. It's actually been quite fun making it. I've wanted to do it for a while, but have sort of held off on it due to the fact I realise I'm not the best Starcraft player in the world, and often this can, this can sometimes have a negative effect, certainly on games like Starcraft where people are serious, people are very sort of serious about the game and things like that. So I held off from doing it for a long period of time. I did get quite a few requests for it though, so in the end just broke, and hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Next up, probably Elite Force 2, I think. I have some other Trek games as well, but I think probably Elite Force 2 on that front. I will keep doing some Star Trek Online stuff because there's definitely there's some things going on that I want to chat about on Star Trek Online. Things that I might start adding as well. I don't know if you guys are at all interested in seeing me potentially doing like a stream. I wouldn't do it a lot because there's not really I don't really have the time to do it an awful lot, but maybe sort of once a week, once every couple of weeks, I can just pick a game, play through it, you guys can interact. If you guys are interested in seeing something like that, just let me know in the comments. I would be happy to take anyone's thoughts under consideration. And even if I'm streaming a game like Hex or something like that, or well, maybe not Magic Online, or being awful at Hearthstone, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling at the moment, and we're coming to the thanks here. So I'll say thank you very much for watching the LP, guys, and I look forward to seeing you next time. For now, this is Boomer, and take care. Except for the Aldaris Pixels, he was a jerk.